A person should not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first, and honest people are screwed first. Before you start some work, always ask yourself 3 questions. Why am I doing it? What the results might be? And will I be successful? Only when you think deeply and find satisfactory answers to these questions, go ahead. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. A man is great by deeds, not by birth. The world's biggest power is the youth and beauty of a woman. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions. As soon as the fear approaches near, attack and destroy it. A person should not reveal everything he knows. Books are as useful to a stupid person as a mirror is useful to a blind person. A person who has not traveled widely thinks his or her mother is the best cook. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. Test a servant while in the discharge of his duty, a relative in difficulty, a friend in adversity, and a wife in misfortune. Or the wise man should restrain his senses like the crane, and accomplish his purpose with due knowledge of his place, time, and ability. A good wife is one who serves her husband in the morning like a mother, loves him in the day like a sister, and pleases him like a prostitute in the night. The biggest guru mantra is, never share your secrets with anybody. It will destroy you. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. The serpent, the king, the tiger, the stinging wasp, the small child, the dog owned by other people, and the fool, these 7 ought not to be awakened from sleep. The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of the wise man is in his heart. God is not present in idols. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. A person cannot be taught anything if he thinks he already knows everything. The one excellent thing that can be learned from a lion is that whatever a man intends doing should be done by him with a wholehearted and strenuous effort. Treat your kid like a darling for the first 5 years. For the next 5 years, scold them by the time they turn 16, treat them like a friend. Your grown-up children are your best friends. A wise man should never provoke a conflict with his girlfriend, wife, boss, or a king, and never reveal what is in his heart. He who is overly attached to his family members experiences fear and sorrow, for the root of all grief is attachment. Thus one should discard attachment to be happy. The earth is supported by the power of truth. It is the power of truth that makes the sun shine and the winds blow. Indeed, all things rest upon truth. A person can rise through the efforts of his own mind. He can also sink in the same manner, because the mind is his own friend or enemy. The happiness and peace attained by those satisfied by the nectar of spiritual tranquility is not attained by greedy persons restlessly moving here and there. He He who lives in our mind is near, though he may actually be far away. But he who is not in our heart is far, though he may really be nearby. One whose knowledge is confined to books and whose wealth is in the possession of others can use neither his knowledge nor wealth when the need for them arises. A person cannot be considered educated unless he has learned how to manage his time effectively. Purity of speech, of the mind, of the senses, and of a compassionate heart are needed by one who desires to rise to the divine platform. There is no austerity equal to a balanced mind, and there is no happiness equal to contentment. There is no disease like covetousness, and no virtues like mercy. Otherwise, man should restrain his senses like the crane, and accomplish his purpose with due knowledge of his place, time, and ability. A person should not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first, and honest people are screwed first. The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions.